If you go to Matthew chapter 2 and verse 11, it says, "Now after Jesus was born in Bethlehem of Judea in the days of Herod the king, behold, wise men from the east came to Jerusalem, saying, 'Where is he who has been born King of the Jews? For we have seen his star in the east and have come to worship him.' And Herod the king heard this and was troubled, and all of Jerusalem with him. And when he had gathered all the chief priests and scribes of the people together, he inquired of them where Christ would be born. They said to him, 'In Bethlehem of Judea, for thus it is written by the prophets, but you, Bethlehem, in the land of Judea, not the least among the rulers of Judah, for out of you shall come a ruler who will shepherd my people Israel.' Then Herod, when he had secretly called the wise men, determined from them what time the star appeared. He sent them to Bethlehem and said, 'Go and search carefully for the young child. When you have found him, bring back word to me that I may come and worship him.' When they heard the king, they departed, and behold, the star which they had seen in the east went before them till it stood over the place where the young child was. When they saw the star, they rejoiced exceedingly. When they had come into the house, they saw the young child with Mary, his mother, fell down, worshipped him, and they had opened their treasury, presented gifts to him, gold, frankincense, and myrrh." Now, just stop there for a second. So here we see the birth of Jesus, right? We see that the wise men come. First of all, a lot of people think they're kings, right? We three kings, you know the song, right, at Christmas time. They're wise men. They're probably from Iraq, which was Babylon. They're probably writings of Daniel. They're Jews that were probably left behind, more than likely. They traveled from Babylon, ancient Babylon, which is now Iraq, over and to the birthplace. When they came into the city, it wasn't three of them. The reason we assume three is because there's three gifts named: gold, frankincense, and myrrh. But the whole city was troubled. Three guys aren't going to do that. You know, there had to be a caravan, many coming with them. So the whole city's troubled, and Herod's troubled, because these guys flock in to the city. They go out and they see the child. Now we know Herod, we know the rest of the story. If you look down verse 16, it says, "When Herod saw that he was deceived by the wise men, he became exceedingly angry, and he sent forth and put to death all male children who were in Bethlehem and all its districts, from 2 years old and under, according to the time which he had determined from the wise men." So, you know, we see here that the wise men are warned, and they don't tell him where he's at. He finds out where they're at. You know, Joseph's warned in a dream, and he leaves. But the thing I want you to see here is that when Joseph and Mary leave Bethlehem, Herod comes in and he kills all the male children. More than likely, part of Joseph's family was executed. Whatever brothers he had who had children, if he had any children, any male children there in the city, they would have been there because they had to travel there. They would have been killed because of Herod's rage. And so we see all this, spiritual warfare and spiritual drama around the birth. But remember the conception. You need, and I need to be able to understand, to be able to speak to all Christians and explain to them the gospel. This is part of the gospel, that Jesus had to be born outside of Adam's transgression. He had to be conceived miraculously from God so that he didn't have Adam's sin, so that when he goes to the cross in our future sessions, he goes as a righteous man. He goes as one holy and right standing with God, and God puts our sins on that righteous, holy man, and he pays the price. But the virgin birth is extremely important to the process. The virgin conception is very important to the process of salvation.